To you, it's just me, Scottie McCLUE, and we are, of course, live on the big one, the internet phone-in, and it's Wednesday night. Nothing gets past me, of course. Lovely to have you with us on Wednesday, the 17th of November, 2021. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're live on YouTube, and we are, of course, live on Facebook Live, and we're live on TikTok, so do come and join us as soon as you possibly can. It'll be lovely to have you with us, and welcome, 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 I say. Hey, Scottie, DINKY-DOO says, Drewski, lovely to have you with us. Fantastic, from North America. That's what we like. It's all good stuff. Now then, hello, says DJ Marky Mark. Hey, Scottie. DINKY-DOO, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome. I see you've arrived in the chat. There's Professor Numptyhead. DINKY-DOO, Scottie. Evening, Float Eye. Hope you're well, says Michael. Good evening, Scottie. And DINKY-DOO from Tenerife, says Stephen McMahon. Isn't this fantastic? Tenerife. You can't beat it. I love it. Fantastic stuff, Scottie. DINKY-DOO. Thank you so much, Drewski. So lovely to have you with us. Let's just see who's joining us here. Hello, you're live on Scottie's phone-in. Who's that? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? You're live at Scottie's phone-in? Hello, you're live at Scottie's phone-in. Can you hear me? Hello? 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 You're live at Scottie's phone-in? Hello, you're live at Scottie's phone-in. Who's that?
Hiya, Scottie. How you doing?
Hey, DINKY-DOO, Glenn, you made it on tonight, La.
Yeah, nice one.
Well done, nice one, La. Well done, you.
How's it going? You good?
Fantastic. Well, we just started.
Yeah, brilliant.
Just started this minute.
Really,
Any football on tonight?
Not tonight, Scottie, no.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Like,
How dull is that, football on the telly during the week?
I can see your perspective, to be honest, Scottie, with that.
Ah, you get too much of a good thing, if you know what I mean.
You definitely do, yeah. I mean, some fans travel 500 or 600 miles over the country just to watch a piece.
I mean, can you think of the joy? One game a week, Saturday afternoon, 2:30 kick-off, you know, finish 4 o'clock, fantastic. I mean, couple of pints, off you go home.
Been mourning all over Facebook, you know, when the team starts losing and that.
Yeah.
And they said they've travelled like 500 miles or whatever to watch a football team. Nobody forces them to go to watch it, do they?
No, they do not. You're absolutely 100% correct, Glenn.
They expect to get a medal for doing it.
Yeah, we've got to see the football. I mean, it's crazy stuff, isn't it?
Put everything on hold just to go and watch a football team, Scottie.
You know, well, it's going to be the same thing. You know, it's 22 men kicking a ball about.
I mean,
I just think as a country, we're being a bit conned by the whole thing.
My team were playing in Plymouth last night, Scottie.
Yeah, Plymouth Argyle, remember them?
And we got battered 3-0 when fans have been all over social media going, we've travelled 500 miles to go and watch that rubbish.
I know, and just because they lost, I mean, somebody's going to lose. Beachy, thank you for 20 mini speakers on TikTok. Isn't that beautiful?
There's also a guy from Wolverhampton. He follows club and country all over the world.
Aye. Yes, I mean, it's great to follow, but we don't need it 7 days a week.
It can become an obsession, can't it?
Yeah, you carried away with it, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's taking people, like you said, I think it's taking people's lives over from no matter.
I think that's what's happening, Glenn. I think you're absolutely spot on.
I think I agree with you. I think something's got to be done.
I can't fault you there, La, and I think we need to cut back on it and start off 1 game a week live.
Just keep it to its traditional schedule, so to speak, on a Saturday.
Yes, that's what it's all about.
Even if it means dragging things on longer than they have to be, so be it.
So be it. Hey, Glenn, you're talking me language, love.
Scottie, nothing got suspended. Everything got suspended when World Wars were on, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You didn't have all that, you know, while the men were away fighting.
Oh, football stock went well, if you see that.
Yeah, mind you, some of them are still fighting on a Saturday afternoon, you know what I'm saying?
Precisely. Like I said, Scottie, something needs to seriously get done from commercial side.
Fair point, Glenn, fair point. I shall put this to the nation law, and we'll see what they're all saying tonight.
I think it's dying off as a breed anyway, and I think concentrate on other things.
Yeah, concentrate on other things, Glenn. Good man. Love you to bits. To the telephones, guys. Paul Anthony. Hi, everyone. DINKY-DOO. Phoning in now, says Martin. Hi, Martin. Good evening. Scottie McCLUE, says Nicky. Hello, pal, says Thomas. Nice mug, Scottie. From the boss. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scottie, man. It's Martin. How you doing, son?
Numpty Heed's a wee bit strange there. Give it 20 minutes. Glenn's on.
Yes. How are you, Scottie?
We did it. Glenn never took 20 minutes.
Scottie?
Yes, lad.
How are you, son? It's Martin.
Very well, son. How are you, son?
Very, 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 very well, buddy. Looks like I am first again on tonight. So it's my 8th winning streak so far.
Well, second on tonight.
Second, good.
Second, so that's not too bad, is it?
Good. How's your night?
We just had Glenn. Did you hear Glenn?
No. I just went on. I've just arrived. I am at Glasgow bus station going back to Dawson.
Oh my goodness me! Welcome. Well, I hope you have a lovely journey.
I am, buddy. So hi to Susan. Hi to Glenn, hi to Cream, and hi to Numpty Heed.
Isn't that beautiful?
And you never know. And Emma says hi as well. And
hi to Emma.
Friday. Christmas is less than 38 days. Me and Emma's going shopping again very, very soon for more Christmas presents.
For more Christmas things, absolutely. I'm going to see if I can get that bit that you were saying about putting up your Christmas decorations in September.
Yes, I did. Plus as well, I had, but they've been up since September. So somebody else in the chat said the person had it down in England since July.
Wow.
And somebody's got the Christmas decorations up since June as well. So,
wow. Absolutely amazing.
So, do you actually live in the West End of Glasgow?
No.
Near the West End?
No, I used to live in the West End, actually, a long time ago. I lived there for 11 years.
Cool.
I lived in Maryhill.
Nice, lovely.
Very nice indeed. Lovely part of the world.
Good. And what do you think the chat's going to be about tonight when you chat?
Martin, how would I possibly know? I'm not psychic, but we'll find out.
So, do you think fireworks should be banned at
all the time? Absolute ban.
Yep. Maybe a Hogmanay this year.
Total ban on fireworks except for public displays. Yes. So we'll go with the public display. Don't mind a few fireworks at Hogmanay public display, but we don't really want them for the animals if we can get rid of them.
So, did you watch the soaps tonight before you come on?
I saw Emmerdale.
Lovely. How was Emmerdale? Was it good?
It was a bit of a cliffhanger.
Cool.
Yes.
I've noticed that Aaron's left. Aaron's left to go into I'm a Celebrity.
Oh, right, yeah. Aaron is an outstanding actor.
I know. He's left after 13 years being an actor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he'll carry on being an actor, that boy, because he's brilliant.
Is anyone who's about the Queen, or just?
Haven't heard any more. Apparently, she was talking to the Chief of Staff of the Armed Services today. So, so that's quite good, and she was looking very well.
Yes, and cool.
So that's quite good, Martin. Anyway, you have a safe journey, and we will catch up soon.
Scottie, as well. I went and visited Susan today.
All right.
Well. Susan's lovely. I went to visit her today at her house, and she gave me chicken McCLUE and chips.
Oh wow!
For dinner.
Oh wow!
And a cup of tea.
Oh, you're spoiled.
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Hey, well done, you a DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO. Love you, Scotty. Bye.
Love you lots. Ta-ra now. That's our Martin. Right. What have we got in the chat here? Hi, Scotty and Jerry, says Susan. That's better display on the screen. Lord McCLUE, is that a bit better there tonight? Listening from Spain. Lots and lots of love from Spain. Who's this calling? Hello, you're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Are you a Muslim?
Am I a Muslim?
Hey.
Why do you ask?
Do you look like one?
You are one. I don't think he knows what he is. Hello, you're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Hello? Who's this? Oh, we just missed you there. Give us a call again. Well spotted. Absolutely listening from Spain, Scotty. You're global. I love listening to you, fellow. Thanks, Steve. Right, let's have the chat here, big style on TikTok. Hello from South Africa again, man. I hope all's well with you. Nikki, fantastic stuff. We love it. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. It's Kareem.
Hi, Kareem. Who was that halfway on there?
I don't know. I've been trying to get on.
So a guy's just no, wasn't it you? A guy's just you are not a halfwit. A guy has just come on and asked if I'm a Muslim, and I said, "Are you?" And he hung up. So I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows what he is.
No, I don't think he knows how to speak to the First Lord of them.
I don't think if he knows if he's in Weemsby or Bombay.
Anyway, Scotty, how are we today?
We are fantastic, Kareem. I can't believe just how fast everything's moving now.
Yes. 37 days till Christmas, I think.
37 days till Christmas. We are doing show number 81 tonight. And even saying it, even articulating it, I think, can this be true? You know? The TikTok is absolutely outstanding here. Good evening, Scotty, says Kian. Any predictions on South Africa versus England this weekend? Says Nikki in South Africa. Our Martin, some lad, says beachy beachy. 4 weeks off the energy drink. Scotty says we scooter. Grandad. Yeah, well, we don't do that rubbish. She was in Switzerland. Says somebody, don't know what he's on about there. Fantastic. So great stuff here. All right, Scotty. Any interesting hobbies? Yes, Big Hindo. I like to live stream.
Right.
There's a good hobby.
Yes. Well, Scotty, I've got a serious note to speak about tonight. But I'm going to keep it fairly generic.
Yes.
You'll get the gist of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Don't ever worry about seriousing down on here. We can do it.
Right.
I'm just adjusting my tie there.
We've spoke in the past about prisoners.
Yes.
And today I read there was a criminal, shall we say.
No names, no pack drill.
No, nothing at all. I couldn't remember his name. But he was put in jail for raping a pensioner.
Yes.
And he was let out early. And then he committed a very brutal murder on another elderly person.
Yes.
Now, I put down a comment on Facebook, Scotty, and I was slaughtered. And I know I'll probably be slaughtered by some of the listeners or in comments on YouTube or Facebook, but I've said this before, certain crimes you have to bring back capital punishment. Yes,
I think so. I think somebody like that should definitely, have to pay the price for their actions.
Correct. However, something, and I don't know if this does happen or if it does not, this is just my opinion. If somebody gets released from jail early, and if it was a severe crime like obviously raping a pensioner and then released early, if that person commits a crime again, then I think the person that authorised his early release should be sanctioned, fined or fired. Because at the end of the day, they are putting somebody back into society that should not be back in society, and they should be held accountable.
Your only problem with that is parole boards. You will have psychologists and psychiatrists and really rather very well qualified people. because none of these things are taken lightly. But you can't really, how can I say, you can't ultimately take responsibility for the behavior of another individual 100%.
Right. I know people would have put that argument across.
You know, yeah, but they don't need to savage you for it, Kareem. You are an upstanding member of society making a very fair point. And as you say, these people have no right to come on and savage you for that. They need to learn. Because what you're doing, you're thinking as an individual. A lot of these people are just following the herd.
Yeah. Well, you had actually people supporting this person. No, killing another innocent person is not right. I'm sorry, that person is not contributing to society.
No.
And I'm sorry if he's done vile, despicable crimes against pensioners. There's something not
We
right
have
there.
the right to be safe in our society today.
Yeah,
and any
correct.
threat to that, the authorities need to make sure that they absolutely tighten any gaps.
Yeah, but that was my point. That I know you said that like you've got psychologists and you've got these experts and they discuss and then they'll come to a conclusion and then they'll let the person go. But I just feel you're reading far too much now. People are being released early.
Well, I think there's pressure to release people early because there's pressure on prisons. So why not either change our society, you know, as much as one can, so that we become a much healthier and a much kinder and a much nicer people. Yes, so we actually improve humanity. We're supposed to be called civilized human beings. Now, no civilized human being behaves like that.
Yeah.
So if we want a society of civilized human beings, if that means building more jails, if that means bringing back capital punishment, if that means putting a stop to it so that everybody can feel as safe as possible.
One thing I'll say, Scottie, I know America has a lot of issues and there's a lot of things wrong with America, but one thing that I do think, and I might be wrong, but I do think they have right, is when you get a prison sentence in America, you get a prison sentence in America. They do not skimp back. And I think maybe that might be something that has to happen here. And that would send a message very loud and clear to a lot of people in society. God, I can get 130 years. I'm never going to see light a day again. I think that would send a very powerful message out to society.
Yeah, but they also need to say that. They also need to say, here's what jail is about. And if you go to jail, you may not see the light of day again. You've forfeited your life.
Yeah. And then that comes back to what we said yesterday about getting to vote and all these things. And about
well, you might go back. I mean, to be honest with you, until the end of the Second World War, until the 60s, jail meant things like breaking rocks. You know, it was a really very, very harsh regime, and prisoners had to take a bit of a doing off the prison officers if they misbehaved. So you need people to be able to say, listen, I've actually been there. I would never, ever, ever go back. It is just so dangerous. So in other words, the crims need to take a telling. The crims need to learn a lesson.
They don't get that nowadays. And I think seeing through education, a lot of people do not like discipline or do not like to be disciplined. And parents are the same. How dare you discipline my child? Well, if that's the message that's being taught, it's very hard to break that cycle. And when
yes, but you see, the problem is you have the responsibility, what's called in Latin, good phrase coming up, Kareem, in loco parentis. Yes, in place of the parents. So, you know, you have the responsibility. They'd be the first ones to jump at you if their child fell off a wall or something. You see, so that's that. So, I mean, there needs to be a lot more consequential thinking taught.
Yes.
And the danger is if you have, I mean, I had another flick through the telly the other night before I put on some of my favorite DVDs because there was nothing I repeat, nothing that I was able to watch, everything was negative.
Yeah.
And the broadcasting organizations need to start, their chief execs and their senior management need to start saying, let's chuck the negativity.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to show this about murders. No, you're not showing that. You know, there needs to be a lot more of that. Tidying up society. Okay, it might be social engineering. So be it.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think I don't have a TV license. I let the BBC know and I don't pay my license, and I've not had it for years because what you've just said, Scottie, I just feel mainstream TV is quite boring. It's quite negative.
Very, 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 very dull, very repetitive, very ill thought out. The scheduling ill thought out. Announcers shouting and bawling over the ambience of beautiful movies. Just a lot of very poor work by so-called TV execs. And they need to start getting their act together. And we need to see more live stuff or just live, just recorded live, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Scottie. But that was my thoughts today about that. I do think something needs to be done, and probably some of your comments just now will either be supporting what I've said or totally against what I've said.
Well, I shouldn't think, why would they be against what you've said? That just means people aren't thinking right. Here's Gordon. Gordon's very funny. He's obsessed. Martin, if you happen to see a house with filthy windows, it's likely to be Scotty's house. You know where the big man lives. Now, my windows are always immaculate, as you know. And I think Gordon maybe is assuming everybody has his lifestyle. Just because he can't see out his windows doesn't mean everybody else is the same, you know.
Oh, goodness. Goodness. But no, that was all that I had, Scottie, on my mind. I felt quite strong. I was really angry when I was reading about it earlier on because I just thought this is another innocent life. And if that parole board or whoever it was didn't release that person early, then there would have been a good chance that the victim would still be alive to this very day.
Yes, no, absolutely, Kareem. You're talking nothing but 100% sense.
Thank you very much, Scottie.
Absolutely. God bless you. Thanks, Kareem. DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO. Speak tomorrow. Bye.
Absolutely. Tarala. There we are. That's our Kareem. What a sensible man. I spoke with Scottie several years ago through his phone-in on Scott FM regarding the same subject, Kareem. I completely agree with your comments. Okay, we could do video chat when back, says Martin. Who have we got here? You're live at Scottie's phone-in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. It's David. How are you, son?
David, how are you doing, son? Are you DINKY-DOO?
I'm DINKY-DOO. Right, first of all, Scottie, right, Kareem, yeah, Kareem, I'm sick of the system about what's going on with these people who's doing the murders. I know we're talking about the person who was murdered. The system is not getting them in time, Scottie. It's a disgrace.
Yes.
Now, when I'm 52. When I was 40, one time when I was 40, my neighbour chucked my daughter to come into my birthday party.
Yes.
But I used to know he wasn't right in the head. So I said to him that particular night, you're not coming to my house. Right?
Yes.
So that night while I was dancing with my family in the house, my 40s,
hello?
Started kicking into him, Scottie, and kicking into him, and kicking. Then he put the man, his so-called lovely friend, to bed. His friend died in bed, Scottie. Then, 2 days later, it was on our national news, just along my street, when I stayed in the city centre. And something told me, I thought that it could be him. That it turns out it was my neighbour right through the wall from me. He used to come to my door and try and put a sword to my door if I was making any particular noises. I took him to court years ago many times he got away with it because his brain wasn't the same as our brain.
Yes, the balance of his mind was disturbed. But having said that, he shouldn't have been out free in society. He should have been in an institution.
Yes, now he's been incarcerated. Yes, he's right. You know, I can't mention that place.
No, you can't mention names or places. But
no, I know, son. I want to go go and see this man, my so-called friend who became a murderer, but I will never go and see him, Scottie.
No.
But I know what he's doing in jail. He's known to set himself in fire, Scottie.
Yeah, it's not so good, is it?
No, Kareem's got it right. Enough is enough. It's all went wrong.
Yes, it has gone a bit wrong, but also, you know, the mental illness is not an excuse. It is an explanation.
Yes, I know. And I don't usually do that, you know.
It's an explanation, but it's never an excuse. And I think that's a very, very important point we need to remember.
I mean, this man I know used to make it. He was a construction worker. He used to leave the building in the morning. He used to go down to the lower ground. He used to put his hands in a puddle with muck, put the muck on his face, come back in with his hard hat, and make it he was doing a good day's job.
Aye. Yeah, there's all sorts. I mean, very strange. I mean, that in itself is just not right, is it?
No, but I used to speak to him, and I used to sit in his house with him. And do you know what? For see, times, it was, I'm trying to describe it, I'm so passionate right now. He was acting normal in his life years ago, but I knew I knew in his brain he was never right, Scottie.
Yes.
But I didn't feel danger with him.
No.
If he tried anything against me, I would throw him on the floor.
Yes.
In fact, one night that did happen, because one night I attacked his girlfriend in front of me, and I threw him on the bloody floor.
Yes, absolutely. You had to restrain him.
Yeah, but then the girlfriend, she also was found dead in his bed. I find that strange as well. The CID and the police could not find out exactly what he'd done to her.
Yeah. Anyway, it's terrible stuff. But listen, we'll not take up the whole program with crime.
I know, son, I know.
Because we get that on the telly all the time, but obviously it's very fresh on people's minds because it's in the news.
I agree with you about they should change all these murder programs. I know that, you know. Anyway, I apologise.
No, don't you have nothing to apologise for. Listen, on a much lighter note, on a much happier note, what I've done tonight, I've uploaded your call.
Right.
So there you are. So you'll see it on the YouTube channel.
Right, my call about just what I said to me.
And you'll see it. No, the TikTok and the YouTube channel, all the fun and laughter.
That's good, son, that's great.
So you'll get that. So I want you to go and enjoy that as well.
I want, son. You know I'm a good man.
And I uploaded Kareem's call about chief executives the other night.
Right.
So you'll see that on the TikTok and you'll see it on the YouTube.
Of course, and hello to Martin and Dee.
Absolutely. Hello to Martin and Dee. Lovely to hear you. And DINKY-DOO.
Yes, and ban the football.
Ban the football. Good man. That's our Davey. Right, guys, if you're watching on TikTok, so lovely to have you with us. 3,800 likes tonight for the internet phone-in. If you want to partake in the phone-in, go to the YouTube channel. You'll see the URL just below my TikTok bio. Get yourselves onto that. You're live on Scottie's phone-in. Who's that?
I need my Scottie fix. It's Pablo.
Pablo, how are you tonight?
Not too bad, not too bad. How's yourself?
Remarkable, Lala. Yes, good to hear from you.
You can't get any better than that, Scottie.
You can't beat that, can you?
No. But anyway, Scottie, I'm just 2 points really tonight. What about when you were talking about football should be banned and it takes over the people's lives?
2 seconds, Pablo. Can everybody on TikTok and everybody on YouTube make sure they have subscribed and tapped the bell? Do it now. Sorry, Pablo, I just had to tell them because people get lax at doing that.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Show them.
You know, you say, can everybody subscribe when there's 100 people watching and 2 people do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just laziness.
You need to get them likes, thumbs up.
You know, they're quite happy to watch it all for free, and it's free to subscribe. It costs you nothing. So it's the decent thing is to subscribe and to follow me on TikTok.
You won't get this content nowhere else, will you, Scott?
No, you'll never get it anywhere else.
No. And if they did, you'd have to charge. You'd probably get charged for it. Scottie's doing it free.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, wonderful.
Well, that's it, that's Scotty.
There's all the sevens saying you made it to 3K, Scotty. Is that beautiful?
That's beautiful, Scotty.
3,000 subscribers we hit the other night. The next one's 10,000.
10,000. Hit that milestone, Scotty.
Get these milestones, Lala. Now, I interrupted you. You were about to tell me.
Yeah, just to say, one point's a little bit longer, but one's a bit quicker.
Yeah.
About football. When you said football takes over people's lives,
Yeah.
and it should be banned. Now, I was a massive football fan back in the 90s. Like, I really enjoyed it.
As you do.
Yeah, there was a game on a Saturday, maybe a game midweek, and that was enough. But now it's taking over, and the reason why it's taking over, Scotty, is because of the gambling influx, if that makes sense. There's so much money now for football betting. Horse racing used to be the number one betting sport, yeah? Now it's football, it's taking over.
Do you think we should do away with betting?
Well, it seems to be easy money, doesn't it, for people? I mean, the football now, I see old ladies that used to go in the bingo hall, no longer in the bingo hall, but with massive accumulator slips in the bookies.
Yeah.
It's gone mad, Scotty.
Yeah, but let's face it, I mean, the bookie always wins, doesn't he? Pretty well.
Yeah, yes.
You know, so you are wasting a lot of your money by putting on bets.
Especially this time of year, Scotty, people think it's easy money as well. You know, dangerous time, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Kareem's asking, people are asking Kareem if they should bring the belt back in school. Jerry says, Gordon, do you remember the belt? It was torture. Hello?
Hello, Scotty. No, I was just waiting for you to get a response there. Yeah.
No. I was just, sorry, I was just interspersing because there's so much, Pablo, coming in. It's impossible to just purely have the discussion with the caller, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, you've got to be focusing on
you've just everything. I mean, I'm doing all sorts going on here as we're talking, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't in any way lessen you and I talking.
No, that's where I think you've improved, though, a lot since you've got on the YouTube. The way you can interact with the people on the chat, keep the phone call going. And it's like you know, you could have multiple people. Okay, they're not all in the conversation on the phone call.
Yeah,
but you could have, you know, people viewing their points. But anyway, second thing.
There's Kalelio saying, Kalelio over in Ireland says, there's hardly any live football on terrestrial TV. Don't pay your subscription. It's that simple.
It's very true.
But it's not that simple, Kalelio. We lost our soap operas a couple of nights running because of football.
Why is he not a sports channel on the normal TV? Why do you have to pay? Why do you have to pay for all the sport?
Well, that's it. I mean, I think we should just pay for a live match, and it should be about $5 to get in.
Well, I was speaking to Mrs. Me, Scotty, and I'm pulling the plug, me. I'm a big sports fan. I like the boxing.
Right.
That's my number one sport. But I'm sick and tired having to pay the pay-per-views on the boxing.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to pay. I mean, these things, you know what I mean?
It's like they might give you a free boxing fight once in a while, but most of the time you're having to pay £30-40 a fight, and then a month later, there's another fight. You know.
No, that's ridiculous. You know, I mean, £1 or £2 is fine. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. It's the children as well. What they put the demand on the parents.
Yeah.
You've got even the wrestling, Scotty. I can't remember what it was. WWF when he was.
Kalelio says that was international football this week. That's not on every week. No, not every week, Kalelio, but we still lost our soap operas. You know what I mean? Not everybody's into football.
I think they just took it to another level now, football. I'm a massive.
Well, listen to this, Pablo. All the seven says football or soccer stars. The wages are astronomical. So who's actually benefiting from a football match?
Oh, well, the football players, the sponsors involved, and that's about it, really. I mean, there's only so much football you can watch as well. Even being a sports person.
Now, here's AJ the Bairn being a wee bit of a smarty pants. You have the option to switch the TV off. Well, we have to switch it off if we can't get our soap operas. So that's not helping, AJ.
It's not that as well, Scotty. They show so many leagues now, different leagues in different countries.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we just see whatever's the big one in our area? For instance, if it's Yorkshire, you know, Leeds United, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Hull City. Do you know what I mean? Grimsby.
Mm-hmm. But they're taking everything away, Scotty. I mean, it used to be like the FA Cup, and you'd all watch it or something like that. And now they're losing these games to the big corporations, like where you've got to pay to watch it. And
yeah,
it's not fair. It's not fair. Like,
and you're watching all sorts of European stuff when you haven't a clue who's who.
Yeah,
and we're supposed to have left Europe. I mean, that's another mess, isn't it?
Well, that's it, Scotty. But the love of the game's gone. Like the FA Cup, you might not be a big football fan, Scotty, but you know the FA Cup had like the love of the cup. Like you'd have a team from 3 leagues down, maybe meet Manchester United or someone like that.
Yeah.
Maybe knock them up. All that's gone as well.
That's gone and all now. Yeah, you're absolutely 100%.
It's all money. The passion's not there, and I'm not wasting 90 minutes, mate, of my time watching a snowfest.
All the Seven says I read something like £127 a minute for footballers. It's baffling.
It's crazy. No wonder everyone wants to be a footballer all these days, Scotty.
Colelia says I don't watch soaps. So there you are. He's not a soap fan. Somebody must do.
I like comedy. Like if you give me a comedy or something, I'll watch that. But it's like the TV. It's not even worth putting on these days, Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely.
I play a computer game now and then.
Yeah, well, I just stick on one of my DVDs, probably a movie I've seen before. The Chancellor announced in the budget that the 3.8 billion will be allocated to build new prisons. So there'll be room for us all, says Professor Nupty.
No, there should be more rehabilitation in the prison, Scotty, because most of the people that get put in prison is because they have a bad start in life.
Yeah, but I mean, I know lots and lots of people that have had a very economically challenged start in life. And they've done very well, and they don't steal, and they don't kill, and they don't stab, and there's none of that about them. So I think we need to sort that out early doors and say, look, whoever you are, this is what's called human decency.
Yeah.
And we don't behave like that towards each other.
That's it. That's probably what the number one principles.
You know, we need to completely eradicate knife crime because it's 2 young lives that get ruined. The one that gets stabbed's probably gone to the cemetery. The other one's gone to the prison. Nobody gains a single thing. And what made them think that they had the right to do that to somebody else in the first place?
It's rife at the moment, though, the knife crime.
Yeah, but we need to get this across. We need to sort it and say, why? Why are people doing this? We need it eradicated. See, when I was young, people carried knives. Yeah. But you very, 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 very rarely heard of anybody getting starved. We wore them to the scouts.
Yeah.
We had them on our scout belt. We had pen knives.
Yeah, I remember the penknife.
Your dad would take his penknife out and cut himself some tobacco.
Yeah, or cut an apple or something.
Cut an apple open and give you half.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But now anyone carrying one, Scotty.
Well, now you can't carry them officially because it's illegal. But people obviously are.
Well, going back about 15 years ago, my friend used to collect knives. Like lock knives and things like that. Now you're not even allowed a lock knife. And, you know, they've had to really tighten the laws on it. But I think it comes down to this as well. We're not from the same era. We used to have a fist fight. It was over. Now these people would rather grab a knife or a weapon.
Yeah. You see, there should be absolutely 0 weapons used at all. And people need to start to be able to hold a discussion and a debate and a chat. When Scottie McCLUE was doing his stuff across central Scotland and across the northwest, everybody was into having a chat. This should be on national radio or television all the time, every night. And then people can actually talk Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you on that one, Scottie.
Instead of showing a load of old repeats and stuff that's of no use to anybody.
Because someone who comes on here, if you get educated, they might come on just having a laugh and a joke, but you know, when they listen to the conversations, you might get grips, because where else would you find someone talking about a lot of random subjects on the same night, but talking sense?
Everything, absolutely. And the young people, actually, the people that come and they apologize to me now for shouting down the phone 30 years ago. I say, look, it doesn't matter. They said, you know, we didn't know what to do or what to say, so we just rang up and shouted. I said, it still happens.
Still happening today.
But what we want to do is get people, you know, the experience of talking live on air and putting their opinion. You know, I mean, I've always had a massive, massive youth following, and we always will, because there's nothing ageist, even at the stage I'm at, about what we do. We're just talking.
Yeah, I think it's just something special as well. When you're speaking to a host like yourself, so you might think I'm going to ring up and call, but then the bottle goes and they don't know what to do, so they just resort to being stupid, screaming something down the phone.
Yeah, something silly or whatever. But I mean, you know, we'd help with the bottle. Once you know yourself, once you've said hello to me, that's it. You're fine. We're talking.
That's it, Scottie. The conversation's always rolling with you. You know, I've never had a problem with you.
No, we have great chat, you and I. It's lovely to hear you as well. I don't want to pry, but how's your health keeping?
Well, Scottie, mate, I was quite bad in July. You know, I didn't believe in all the malarkey. Well, I was wrong. And,
yeah.
I ended up getting put in hospital. And the first week, they said to me I should be fine and all that. Don't, you know, expect it to deteriorate or turn worse. But anyway, that was wrong. My oxygen started dropping.
No.
Second week, I was on maximum oxygen they can give a person. I was one step away from intensive care where they wanted to ventilate there. But they put me on a CPAP machine that sort of breathes for you. It's a ventilator. Anyway, I kept doing everything they were telling me. And bit by bit, weaned myself off the oxygen and got discharged. But the scariest time in my life, that's got to be, being honest, mate.
Clever man that you are. Wonderful. Well, I send you strength and as much wellness as the universe can manage.
Thank you very much, Scott. And it's good to be speaking to you again, because when I was speaking to you in the past, I always come off, I don't know, even for the week, I felt not like going to church, Scottie, I wouldn't say, but there's something special about you when you have that conversation with you, Scottie. You hold something like there, whether it's in your heart or whatever. You feel revitalised. I don't know, Scottie. So that's something I want to thank you for.
How very interesting. No, you're very, very welcome. I've never thought of that. Lovely to talk to you.
And you, Scottie, celebrity.
Hey, DINKY-DOO, la la.
DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO, what a nice man. There we are. That's Pablo from Salford in the northwest of England. I'm good, Susan. Somebody called me as I was listening to the show. Let's be careful here. Prison can work. I have a relative who's fully rehabilitated from theft and drugs and now works with a rehabilitation program. There we are. What happened to the theme tune? There's a moose loose about the hoose. We can't put it on because of copyright strictures. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
It's David again, Scottie.
David again. How are you?
I'm not bad. I like Pablo as well.
Pablo is a lovely, lovely character. Pablo has had real health challenges, as you heard.
I heard
you know, but my goodness, you know, I mean, he was fighting for survival, for breath. But he's a lovely, lovely guy, and he's clever and interesting.
Is it like COPD and stuff?
Well, like your good self, I don't know about if it's COPD. I think it was some other thing he had. I'm wondering if it was. Now, don't tell me.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the one when you have a problem holding air in your lungs?
That's COPD, Scott.
That's COPD, yeah, but there's another one.
Severe asthma.
Yeah, there's that, and there's another one though.
All right. Do you know what?
Emphysema.
Oh yes, the emphysema one.
How did that come back to my brain like that?
That's a nasty.
I have to keep telling myself until I get the word right.
Oh man, had emphysema.
Emphysema, and it means it's very difficult to hold the air in the lungs.
Terrible disease, terrible.
Yes.
Awful. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll not go into too much of that, but that's Pablo, and he's the loveliest guy.
He's a lovely guy. Right, did you watch, did you see Emmerdale tonight at the end?
Yes, I did.
Right, I loved it. You know, the serial killer.
I don't know what's going on here.
What? Tell me, what?
No, I don't know what's going on at Emmerdale. It's crazy. I wouldn't want a house in that village.
But I love the female serial killer. She was dancing to the mirror, putting her lipstick on, and she laid in the bed, and she said at the end, she's getting it.
Now I know she's seriously nuts, isn't she?
She said she's getting it. But do you know what, Scotty? Can I tell you something about these actors in Emmerdale? See, like the guy who owns the shop.
Yes.
And his new bit in the side.
Yes.
They don't go on in real life. They've been suspended.
Oh, well, don't tell anymore. We're not going to all that. Don't do any spoilers. Fantastic. But there you go.
I know, right?
No, don't go into all that. No, we'll leave it. We'll just watch it. We don't want to spoil it for the people.
Brilliant, anyway.
Listen to this. Kalelio's doing, he's not here. Please, this was the last place I expect to talk TV, especially soaps.
Well, do you know what he can do, man?
We're just saying it's only a TV show, says David.
It is only a TV show, yes, indeed. Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Kalelia's getting worried because we're talking telly. Kalelia, we've only touched on it, for goodness sake. And McCLUE is effectively the best television you'll ever get.
Oh, by the way, I've got a wee tip for you, Scotty.
Yes, go on.
Right, a convention is from Glasgow. It's moved to Hamilton. It's coming up after Christmas on BBC Scotland. Is that like to say that?
Right, you've said it.
Right, you should have a play, a part in 2 Doors Down.
2 Doors Down, that's a great thing.
Come on, you should be in that with Elaine C. Smith.
She's fabulous.
And walk in that living room, and the big girl, what's her name again? The big girl, she is hilarious.
The whole thing's hilarious. It's an absolute hoot. And these are wonderful actors. I know quite a few of them.
I mean, Scotty, see that? I can't stop giggling.
It's brilliant. Well, that's what it's about. See, BBC Scotland has had a superb comedy department.
Yeah.
And it's run by a wonderful man. And he ran it for years. And his father was very senior in television comedy as well. And he ran the department, and he's the loveliest man. And that's what brought us all these things like Scotch and Rye, Rabsy Nisbet, Still Game, 2 Doors Down. You see, all these fantastic things, great. And I would love to have been part of that. But there was one guy very high up that didn't care for me. And that was a problem, you know what I mean?
Right, John's just saying, give me the bank card, he's going to the shop, right? Carry on, Scotty.
No, sometimes you just need, it can be somebody against you. I can remember applying for a job at the BBC, and this woman wrote back to me from the personnel department, what they call HR now. She said, "This is a senior appointment." I said, "That's why you have a senior CV in front of you."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not putting up with any of that cheek.
Scotty, but you need to get a part in that. You should be a special guest star.
I'd love a wee part. 2 Doors Down.
Seriously?
I'd like to walk in and go, "Excuse me, I'm Big Willie. I'm 3 doors down."
As we know, the news begins in Hamilton, right? But see, when it was in Bishop Briggs, as you know, a couple years ago, the neighbours were complaining of the camera crew. They were saying the streets were bogging. They were sick of the people in Bishop Briggs doing the filming. That's why it moved to Hamilton.
All right. Oh, well, Hamilton's a great place. I remember running the radio station in Hamilton.
Yeah, but as I said, the neighbours in Bishopbriggs were complaining. That's why he's moved to this house.
Ah, everybody's always complaining, David. The trick's not to listen.
They were sick of the crew or the bins and all that stuff.
Well, the crews are lovely. I mean, these people are very, very hard-working. They do a terrific job.
They are. And these stupid neighbours are moaning, posh people. Oh, do you know what? Do one.
Absolutely. Listen, lovely talking to you. I better dash. Dinky-Doo, Lala. There's our Davy. What a top man. Very, very nice guy. There we go now. Professor Numpty-Heed, you should have got expelled, says Jerry. Disagree, fellas. I don't like soaps. I love football. Bin the soaps. Show more football, says Steve. Neil, that's right. Better away. So there we are. You should be on the TV or radio. There's not enough talking nowadays. Quite right, Frank. I'll come to Australia. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hiya, Scottie.
Hey, Glenn Dinky-Doo, la.
Brad C. Nesbitt was just amazing, Scottie.
Fantastic stuff. And all over the country, of course. Brilliant actor, Gregor Fisher.
The one who played Jamesy, Scottie.
Oh, Jamesy. Oh, I know him as well. Super guy.
Eric Cullen as well.
That was Tony Roper. Yes, poor Eric died. Yes.
Yeah, great actor.
I remember I actually taught Eric when he was at junior school.
Brilliant.
So there you go.
Fantastic.
Amazing people, but they were great. Yes, indeed. For Dad, Tony Roper, who wrote The Steamy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful guys.
Then the other one who played his son after that as well, Scottie, the other guy.
The other
son. The other son.
Who's that?
Rob had another son in it after Dinky, I think. Didn't he take over from Eric?
Oh, yes, they did. Yes, that's right. Yes, there was another lad in it. Yes, incredible stuff. And Elaine C. Smith as well. Terrific.
Fantastic. I mean...
These are excellent actors, you know, I mean, really, really good.
He does still pop up now and again, doesn't he, Gregor, to be fair?
Oh, there's an interesting thing here, Glenn. Michael says, David, I hope you're still listening. Michael says emphysema is the old word for COPD.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, so COPD will be pulmonary disease.
Yeah.
There's Magnus. I was an extra in Still Game. My daughter had a part. That wonderful.
It's good to listen to some intellectual things, though, what we don't know about Scottie.
Hey, we've had some good crack tonight, Glenn.
Brilliant.
And it was lovely to hear Pablo. What an interesting guy.
Fantastic. What do you reckon to soaps, Scottie?
Well, everybody's doing the nut. They're saying, let's have more football and less soaps. Coelho, doesn't like the soaps at all.
Corey's been on 2 nights on track, hasn't it?
Yeah, Corey. Yeah, I'm not too sure about how they're going. I think they're kind of, to me, they're losing the old Manchester thing, you know?
Do you think so?
Yes, I mean, when Coronation Street started, it was perfect because it captured ordinary, everyday life. Now, I don't know that what we're seeing is ordinary, everyday life. Do you?
Racism and sexual orientation and things like that, Scottie.
Well, all that has to come in to tick the boxes. But I think you can overcompensate for that. Like the BBC is way, way, way over its targets for diversity. Now, Glenn, listen to this word. I'm going to say it to you again. Diversity. Does that sound like a word that brings people together?
It should do, definitely.
Now, think about it. I'm going to ask you again, Glenn. Diversity. Does that sound like a word that brings people together?
Maybe not, Scottie.
See? To divide.
You go different ways, aren't you?
Dichotomy. Divide. Yeah?
Exactly.
Divide and rule. So that's why on Scottie McCLUE's YouTube channel and Scottie McCLUE's TikTok, we have none of that. Nobody ever has to justify themselves.
Scottie, when they are actually playing these parts, though, in soaps, these auditing episodes.
Yeah.
They have to they all have to do counselling and things on that too.
Sorry, I'm losing you. Are you talking into your mic?
Scottie, when they actually play these parts in soaps.
Yes.
They have to you have to do little bits of research and
Oh,
counselling.
of course you have to. Yes, indeed.
How it affects. You know how it affects.
Yeah, but then people start complaining if they say, why did we have a heterosexual actor playing a gay man? Why didn't we have a gay actor?
That has come into it really, hasn't it, recently?
Yeah. So there's all that, you see. So it opens a whole can of worms.
And do you think they're taking it too far then at times?
Well, to what extent is it actually improving our society? It is a bit, but is it all improving our society, or is it shutting off other opinions?
Or could it be to bring a different range of audience in Scottie?
Well, you see, you've actually only got one audience. I used to have this argument with all these so-called specialists on the radio. They would say to me, who's your target audience, Scottie? And I would say, everybody. And they'll say, no. What age group? I would say 9 to 99. They go, no, you're not listening to me, Scottie. We need to know your target audience. I said, no, you're not listening to me. My target audience is every human being who has got access to the program. That's my target audience.
It shouldn't be aimed at one.
I mean, listening right now are very young people, are middle-aged people, are people who are well on in life, all listening right now.
It shouldn't be stereotypes at one particular.
No, and that's what we don't do on here. We don't stereotype anything or anyone.
Are you watching I'm a Celebrity at weekends, guy?
I might do if I'm in it. I'll check if I'm in it.
I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
If I'm not in it, I might not watch it. There's Neil saying, Eileen McCallum, a great Scottish actress. Absolutely. Bring back Brookside, says Beachy. Now, you see, I thought Brookside was outstanding. I used to love a Saturday afternoon watching Brookside.
Say the high road, Scottie.
There we are. Numpty Heed wants to put a newsreader from North Korea on Celebrity.
Remember Crossroads, Scottie?
Loved Crossroads.
Yeah.
Da la 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 la.
Then they bring it back. Didn't they, in 2000.
Do you remember Miss Diane and Benny?
I do, yeah.
Yep, absolutely fantastic. Do you remember Adam?
Yeah.
Do you remember Sandy in the wheelchair?
I do, Scottie.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you see, even then, you had a lot of inclusivity.
You definitely did, yeah. I mean, you've got Black Lives Matter on these programs now, ain't you, Scottie? You know, EastEnders and things.
Well, I don't watch EastEnders, so I don't really know what goes on.
They put a symbol on a wall, you know, a mixed race girl kind of thing.
Ah, right, absolutely. Well, you see, to be honest, if you want to stamp out racism, then you just don't refer to it. You've only got one race, the human race.
Precisely.
And that's it. Gash was Ramsay Nisbet's other son.
Oh, is that the other one?
Absolutely. Glenn, I'm going to have to dash. We're just about out of time.
Have a good one anyway, Scottie.
DINKY-DOO, Lala. Lovely to hear you. Ta-ra, Glenn. There we are. We're nearly out of time, guys. Wee Jimmy, says Charlie. Yes, indeed. Benny's now running his own pub. I dare say. Hugh the chef. Do you remember Hughie the chef? Aye. Wee Hughie. That was Wee Hughie, not... was that not the guy from The Great Escape? There we are. I'm just trying to think. Good show, Scottie lad. Beachy. It's been absolutely outstanding tonight. Show number 81. You're live at Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
Bring back Dynasty and the Colbys.
Bring back who? Dynasty. Yes, we love Dynasty. I like that one. And what was the other one?
The Colbys.
The Colbys. I like that on a Friday night. Dynasty. Was Dynasty not? Was that not Charlton Heston?
Charlton Heston was in the Colbys, yes.
Yes, and what about Joan? Joan Collins. She was in it.
Crystal Carrington with Paddy's shoulder.
She was brilliant as Crystal. Yeah. And Stephanie Beacham.
and Stephanie Beecham was in the Colbys.
And Dallas, we need Dallas as well.
You're forgetting
I'm going to have to go. We're out of time, Davey. DINKY-DOO. What a man.